any of you are awake, because it's kind of late where we are. It is, I don't know, I never fixed my watch, so I don't even know what the real time is. But it's late. It's,
9:38.
Oh, okay. It's 9:38 here, which means it's 11:38 on the East Coast. But I am here with Leah. I met Leah at convention this summer, and we stayed in touch, and we are both here at Siver Retreat. And before coming to Siver Retreat, we have a group for all the Silvers that are going to Siver Retreat, and it's just a great way to connect and everything. And in this group, we've been very active throughout the whole retreat. And Leah just has been sharing her heart, and it's just been so cool to see how Siver Retreat's affected her. So we're here at the closing party, and I decided, I was like, Leah, can we please do a Facebook Live with my team, because I just really want you to share like everything, just your heart. And she's like, I'm gonna cry, and I was like, I don't care. I mean, yeah.
It's been a really emotional day. That's just the truth of it. And in the end, I'm here with my mom, who is my upline, and we both qualified for Siver in the same within a few months of each other. So it was pretty amazing for us both to be able to come out here and enjoy this. But you cannot possibly put into words the feelings that you get here. The motivation leaving here, I'm ready to like drop everything. And they said 92 days. I'm thinking, okay, when I go back Monday, that's 90 days exactly. 90 days to the end of the year. What can I accomplish in 90 days? It's like, if I could just in those vision boards.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, if I look at this vision board and only do what's on this board, I'm good. I'm gonna hit my goals.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really cool. So, okay, so tell us your story.
Which one?
How
do I start?
With Young Living, with the business, like, what's your story?
Okay, so this story that I would tell at my class.
Yeah.
This is like my condensed version, so I don't take all day. Is that my family owns a chain of health food stores, and my mom and my sister were way into the oils, and I'm like, I can get my oils for free. I don't need your stinking oils. Besides, you guys have totally drank the Kool-Aid and are a little about these oils, you know. And they knew I was going to be stubborn and not going to buy them. So they decided for my husband's anniversary, or mine and my husband's anniversary, that they'd get the kit for us as a gift. I'm like, okay, well, they're free. I won't say no. Yeah. And not only that, frankly, my husband's a purchaser at the health food stores. So not only do I literally get them free, I've been gifted a starter kit from other multi-level marketing companies that sell oils. Okay. And they didn't work for me then either. So I thought, this is just another one of those. Yeah. So the kit's at my house. I'm diffusing for a while. I didn't really know what to do with them yet. I mean, we all kind of start out that way. They smell nice. Yeah. I put some lavender on my kids at night because I know what lavender does, and I like the way purification smells in the diffuser, right? Right. So I'm visiting my mom a couple weeks later. I'm reaching into this is not compliant, but my daughter can't stay at her house very long comfortably because she has a lot of pets. That's enough said. Enough said. So she said, you're not using your oils. And I'm like, well, I don't know what you're talking about. I use them all the time. I love diffusing them. And she taught Madeline to put a drop of lavender on her pinky and swab it inside her nose. And Madeline did that morning and night the whole time we were there. And that was enough to keep her comfortable. That's awesome. That lady, the Rocon that talked earlier about how crunchy I was already fairly crunchy. Yeah. And that to me was to think I missed that huge component and was having to, use anything chemical in my home. Yeah. That made a big difference for me. So at that point I said, what else can these amazing little bottles do? And I learned, and my mom came up the next month. And now, mind you, our uplines in Florida and Iowa, my mom even lives 3 hours from me. And where are you? I'm in Michigan. She's in Ohio. Okay. So she came up and she says, maybe we could do like a wine and oils thing. I don't know. We've never really, she had only ever seen one class, and my sister-in-law did it literally with a flip chart. And she's like bought from her because she felt bad because it was so boring. Just to be honest here. Yeah. Right? Very duplicable, but she's like, we're not going to do it that way, but I think if we get wine there, your friends will enjoy it. Absolutely. So we had wine, we passed around oils, and we had a good time. And I had 4 friends that month enroll. And it still didn't mean anything to me then. Right. In my mind, I'm like, so I'm going to get something free, right? The next month, the check came, and that was, the dollar signs in my eyes. Yeah. I'm like, wow, you mean I could get free oils and make money? Are you for real?
Yeah.
And so I had a few more friends sign up in September just because they knew Madeline's story. They had, I had a few friends now that were also raving about it, so they wanted to get in on it.
Yeah.
And then by October, they were like, you got to have a class. We need to like know how to use these things. And I still didn't know what I was doing. So I watched a bunch of YouTube videos because why not? And that's how I learned how to do a class.
Yeah.
And Debbie, is her name? Opfer?
Yeah.
What's it? Not Debbie.
It is Offer, but I don't know.
I forget what her name is.
Okay.
But Vicky. So she had published something.
Heart-centered sharing.
This is what I used.
So if you haven't read Heart-centered sharing yet, you have to because it's incredible.
I'm Leah.
Yes, Leah. Stephanie, we met Leah at the LSP. We think it's LSP.
We met at convention.
You met her at convention.
Yeah. So it was Vicky's Heart-Centered Sharing and YouTube videos, and I pieced it together and tried to do like a real presentation, which I'm sure my voice was shaking the whole time. And it was really nerve-wracking. I had 13 people there, only one person enrolled. It was rough, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
but I thought, that's a start. And I felt like, to me, at that moment, I even knew with that class, the whole point of the party was I had invited 50 people. Okay, so I had all these people to follow up with that couldn't make it. I had all the people that said, I'm interested maybe later. So I had all that to follow up with. So to me, I felt like I was still sitting on a gold mine with it.
Yeah.
I could have said only one.
Yeah.
But it was amazing. So I followed up.
I have to interrupt. That's an amazing perspective because it's so easy to get discouraged when you don't have the numbers.
Whenever somebody tells me, but nobody wants to come to my class, I was like, it's not about the class. It's about all the energy you're putting into it on the front side and the back side.
Love it.
The 2 hours of your class, that's just like part of the stretch of the road. So it was good. And then things kind of started snowballing from there. And by November and December, I was doing several classes a month. And let's see, I think I hit star that first month in August. I think October I hit senior star. And then it took me till February to hit executive.
Awesome.
And then I did silver and six. So August to August, and I hit, in the 1 year I hit silver.
Awesome.
It was good. And so I've maintained silver since, which I'm excited about. And I am so tired of being at silver now, I'm ready to hit gold.
There you go. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Well, the motivation of coming here is pretty outstanding.
Everything.
Yeah.
It is everything.
Yeah. So just as an overview of what we do at Siver Retreat, the very first day or the night you check in, and there is a dinner first, a nice fancy dinner, and then
wait, you forgot the ninja shots at registration.
Oh, ninja shots at registration. I got them from Jeff K, who is the West Coast person who's in charge of leaders, which is not his technical name, but so anyways, I got one from him. And then I was, he was like, you want one? I was like, well, I already had one. He's like, oh no, have another one. I'm like, okay. And so I do another shot. He did a shot with me, and I did a Facebook Live. So if you saw the Facebook Live from registration, that's Jeff K. Yes, we did the ninja shots at registration and all of the swag. And then dinner that night.
Which was nice.
Which was very, very good. It was here at the convention center. And then the next day was farm day.
Right.
And they spoiled us. Rotten spoiled us.
I gotta say, the food at the farm was so much better than here. I don't know what they do. Everything is really farm fresh. And they're really conscious, I think, of people's food allergies there more so than even here.
Yeah.
So everything, there's always a dairy-free, gluten-free option.
The salad.
Lavender lemonade on tap.
Yeah.
That was good too.
Yeah. I mean, so there's a lavender lemonade that they have on the website. That's the recipe that they give out. Yeah. But this one is their secret sauce.
Yeah, something.
It's real good.
Well, they use the agave, and I don't I've never used that in my
So I always use honey, and Tim was like, we need to use agave now.
It's good.
Yep. So then we do that, and then today, which is technically the last day.
And Gary Young was there.
Gary Young was there, and I got to meet him and Mary.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was really cool. It was really cool. Yeah. They had jousting. They also had
You're not going to get that
show
at the convention.
No.
You guys have to get to Siver Retreat or Gold Retreat or whatever retreat you're going to aim for, because I think that's the only way we're going to ever get to see Gary up close and personal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can get lucky, and my goodness, I'm going to be trying at convention. But but so today was training day, and you want to walk us through, because I know that this is the day that I mean, I know it all affected you.
You mean the day that I was ugly cry mess?
Yeah.
My eyes are still all puffy and red from it. It's really sad. But it was, it's hard to really put it into words.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never made a vision board before. And part of it is, it's scary putting your goals down like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've written out goals a few times, but to put it all and to picture it, and I'm a visual person, it was tough at first.
Yeah.
And then as I was starting to put all the pieces together and see it take shape, even cathartic in a way, you know, just, I mean, it was a really good thing. But, yeah, I don't know.
So now, so on the vision, on today, during some of the talks, they were talking about we have 90 days left for, we have 90 days until the end of the year. What are you going to do to make those 90 days count? Is that how you kind of set your vision board?
Yes, well, some of them were like forever goals.
Okay.
Right? And some of them were, they talked about goals, things in your head, and then the things that are internal and the things that are external. So feelings that you're working for, and to see those words can help you center around those. And I'm a homeschool mom too, so I want to make sure to keep my focus on my family and still grow my business, because the business is helping my family. But I've noticed that all these other little things are always going to pull at your time. But somehow making that vision board keeps it clear.
Yeah.
It's my family first, and we work together in this business.
Yeah.
And if it's not on the board, I'm not doing it.
I love it.
I don't have time for it in the next 90 days.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so there was one point today that Nikki Davis is the...
This is when we were all crying, I think.
Yeah. Of course, unfortunately, of course, that's the time I went to the bathroom. So otherwise I would have been ugly crying too. Of course, I came back and Tim was like, "You missed it," and Nicole Perez, who's our diamond, she was like, "You missed it." She was like, "You don't realize what." I was like, "Oh, of course!" The time I had to go to the bathroom. But Nikki Davis is the one who's in charge of the Young Living Foundation. Like, she's the one in charge of it. And what did she say?
Well, she was trying to help us appreciate how far we've come with Young Living and what it's done for our lives. And she had us all close our eyes, and she had us picture ourselves waking up in the morning without Young Living in our life anymore. So that means you don't get your morning shot of Ninja. You don't get your supplements that you take, and I depend on Thyromin. I did not know where my life was at and how much better it could be with Thyromin. She's like, picture yourself without the oils. So how did you sleep last night? Picture, what was some of the other things she pointed out? You go open your emails, you don't have any of the Young Living emails. You open your mail, you don't have the checks from Young Living. What would your life be like? And I'm back to my daughter Madeline, and that's when I lost it, because I see, it wasn't just the one thing that affected her on. It's affected her in several other areas. She's just a sensitive child, and I see the change that's come over her, and think, where would she have been? Where would I have been without the Thyromin?
Yeah.
I just didn't know what energy could be.
Yeah.
That you could just wake up in the morning and feel good.
Right.
But it was, and that's when I started crying. And not only that, I mentioned I was here with my mom. It's brought us closer in our relationship. I have made some really good friends in this company. Downline team members that I only knew as acquaintances that have become like besties.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know, I'm
Absolutely.
like, how did we not be closer before?
Right.
And it isn't just Young Living that brings us together. Like, now we're like sticking here together through thick and thin. Some of us have been through some rough patches in the last 2 years. And I was glad that they were there for me and I could be there for them. So I thought, wipe that all away, and what would it have been?
Yeah.
And I think that's where everybody lost it. And that's where we also realize what we owe to everybody else we meet.
Yeah.
Because it was really by the grace of God. It was by the kindness of somebody else that shared it with us that we got to where we're at. And not just shared it with us. Where would I have been if my mom didn't show me how to use the kit? Right? Yeah. Where would I have been if my upline didn't train me on the supplements? Because a lot of us get stuck in the oils and think that's everything. But if we're not feeding our systems, the oils can only do half their job. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, Thyromin has all these great things in it, but the oils make them work even better. So, like, you can't have one without the other.
Right.
You have to feed the system. You have to give it the components it needs to work well. So, Yeah, I feel like I owe it now. It's a debt of gratitude that we have to pass on, pay forward.
Absolutely. I love it.
I didn't cry.
Oh my gosh, no, you did good. You did good.
I feel like I could, because it's amazing.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that convention is incredible, and I think that everyone who loves Young Living should be coming to convention, whether you consider yourself a salesperson, which I don't think anyone in Young Living does, whether you're an educator, whether you are just passionate about Young Living, at some point in your life, you need to come to the farm, you need to come to convention and experience it, because to be surrounded by 20,000 people is incredible. But then when you achieve the rank of silver and you get to come to Siver Retreat, and anyone who is silver and is silver for 3 months comes to Siver Retreat, like that's what happens. And so
wait, let me interrupt you real quick. Were you in Cole Woolley's class?
I was.
So
he did chemistry of essential oils.
This man, he's like Young Living scientist, right? So he's understanding and studying the pieces and the parts of the oils, but that man spoke with such authenticity and genuineness, is that a word, of spirit, and humility, and they look at these oils like gifts from God. Okay, so, and I apologize if you guys aren't thinking along those same lines, but I feel like once you hear these people speak, you realize why those oils work, because they put that into it. You know what I mean? I've met people using other oils, and I feel like they reflect what their oils are. I don't know if that sounds right, but that's why there's so many amazing, genuine people in this company, because that's what's being put into the product.
It's genuine oil. Yeah. I mean, you understand it when you understand seed to seal, but you don't truly get it until you're in the field, until you're actually
you have to see the people working with it too. You know, even they did. Were you over there in that tent where they were like doing the seeds? I went afterwards, but so they're like getting the seeds out. They're literally hand harvesting these seed saving to use for their next batch of crops. The people that were doing it, which were, they're all, none of them English is their first language, okay? But they're all appreciative of their job. They love what they were doing. Like, to listen to them even talk about it, there is love that they are putting into their work. And I thought even that reflects on the final product. Right.
It's incredible. And it's all built from one man's vision. I mean, he bought that farm, 1,600 acres, I believe. He bought that farm in I'm trying to remember the date. I can't remember the date. It was in the 90s he bought it. And he turned it into something amazing. I mean, he turned it into his wonderland. I mean, he has a jousting arena. He has a rodeo. He has these stables, and he has the fields. And it's incredible to see all of it and know that this is one man's vision, and he made it happen. And a brilliant man. I mean, regardless of so many things. I mean, he's human. Everyone who's human has flaws, but what he has done, the hard work that he has put into this and made into this business, and that love that has reflected down through all of us is just something that everyone who loves Young Living should be able to witness.
I agree. If you guys haven't already bought your convention, and I'm sure you saw the promo now, get your ticket.
Gosh, this
is a no-brainer. And you can, my diamond was, she's on a mission to do something with horses, and I apologize to demean it, but I know nothing about them. So her thing was to do it as cheap as possible, and she packed coolers in her car. She packed as many team members as would go with her. She, they grouped up. There's 4 or 5 of them in a room, and they did it on the cheap. And I think she said the whole thing together cost $800, and she had saved all year for it, putting aside part of her check every single month. It's absolutely worth it to be. She had to travel across country too. Hello, we're at other side of the country. So.
We're in Virginia, or a lot of us are in Virginia. So yep, and Texas, and I mean we're one breath at a time is spread out. But anyways, we're gonna get back to the end of Siver Retreat party, but and thank you so much for sharing your heart. Thank you so much. Seriously, it was awesome. And so the replay will definitely be here in our group, and I'm going to post it on YouTube too, so other people can see it, and so your team can see it as well.
Awesome. You guys got to get here.
You do. It's incredible. And if you are thinking, okay, convention, I want to make it happen so that you can see this and experience this, please let me know, and we will figure out a way to make it happen, because it's totally possible. Yeah. All right. And then Siver Retreat's just the next step. It was really cool. I was talking to Nicole Perez, who's our diamond, the whole weekend. Tim and I were just picking her brain.
Yeah.
And if you are working hard, there is no reason why you cannot make silver, why you cannot make gold, why you cannot make platinum, diamond, and on. Like, it's going to happen. And she lit a fire under my butt. I'm just so excited to be pushing forward to the next step. I mean,
and next 3 months is huge.
It's huge. It's huge. I mean, this is the time. This is the time for us. This is the season for us.
Yeah.
Just got to do the work. And, people who aren't successful are the ones who are not doing the work.
Right.
So, got to do the work. And
there was another quote that somebody said today, which was, I'm going to butcher it, but basically, if you have to make time for success.
Love it.
And I do. I've worked with several people in this business that I know they want it, but they haven't fit it into their life. And without fitting it in, it's not going to come.
Yeah.
It doesn't just fall in your lap.
Yeah. Yeah. I was talking to Jeff Pearson, who is the East Coast regional person in charge of leaders. And he said, you needed 10 minutes a day. I mean, I think that it would take a long time to build up to leadership ranks at 10 minutes a day, but he said you just need 10 minutes a day. And that's
if you did it consistently, I have maintained silver at probably 30 minutes, 3-4 days a week.
I love it. That's incredible.
And honest to goodness, now when I worked up to get here, and I mentioned I homeschool the kids, I had some weeks I worked up to 20 hours because of the number of classes I had. I don't think I ever worked more than that.
So it's doable.
Yeah.
It's doable.
And I had come to the point where it was like, right now it's replacing my part-time job that I had.
That's so cool.
So, and I was getting to the point where I was going back to work and putting the kids in school, or I was going to make this happen. Sometimes it has to come push to shove to make it work.
Yeah. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, yay.
And I wasn't working part-time at Walmart. It was a professional job as a graphic designer. So I just want to say that, because some people are like, well, if you're making only $200 a week, then I could see that. But
no, that was a legitimate job. Yeah. I love it.
Sorry, that was snotty. I didn't mean that to be snotty, but
no.
If you work at Walmart, I definitely didn't mean to. I'm gonna go now.
Okay. We're gonna go enjoy some free Ningxia shots, because they are handing it out like water.
Yes.
I've already had 5.
Juice is juice. It can run through you.
Well, I don't care. It's free Ningxia, so I'm enjoying it. And
I'm a little Ningxia drunk right now. No, I'm just
totally.
I didn't even drink anything.
I don't.
But Ningxia.
Yeah. I don't drink alcohol, and so it's just like, gotta have my Ningxia. So, all right. Well, anyways, bye guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.